Chris, Man City coming up on the horizon, big last game of the season. How are you feeling ahead of it?
Yeah, I think the sort of mood around the training ground's good. Obviously, the first team we finished strong to the season, so I think we want to put in a similar sort of result to the end. It'll be good to get a win against Man City. Obviously, they beat us last game. It was a difficult game because I thought first half we played really well, but I thought their quality came through second half. And in the end, they got a win, so it'll be good to sort of beat them at home in front of hopefully what will be a good crowd, and yeah, have a nice break.
Going into a game at Griffin Park as a B team player, what's it like? Do you feel the difference in setup and in tone?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had some of our best games at Griffin Park, to be honest. Obviously we've had Liverpool, Man United, and I think obviously having the crowd in the background obviously helps, and when you are playing well and you get the crowd behind you, and obviously especially when you're the underdogs going into the game like we probably will be, and yeah, that definitely does help, and yeah, hopefully sort of impress them all.
Obviously you've played as a first team player at Griffin Park, and now obviously you've played most of the seasons for the B team as well. Does it help perhaps having won at Griffin Park as a B team player first to get used to that environment? Is that something that helps you a lot?
Yeah, obviously we've had quite a few games at Griffin Park, and it does help because obviously you can get used to the pitch and yeah, things like that. And then obviously when you play for the first team, you're used to your sort of surroundings, and definitely does help. And I think that's why sometimes they put them on, so that you sort of experience the whole playing in the stadium, and obviously trying to get a crowd. Don't think we'll be able to get 12,000 against Man City, but having some fans does make it more realistic, which is obviously will only help us when we push on and hopefully make our first team appearances.
You got 2 goals against United, and obviously you've scored other goals this season at various different places. Is it different scoring in front of a crowd? Do you feel better as a player scoring in front of a crowd?
Yeah, 100%. I think sort of for everyone playing in front of a crowd alone is much better, but then scoring in front of a crowd is obviously yeah, much better, especially being on my birthday like it was against Man United, did help. But yeah, like I said, I think the most important thing is to get a win. Obviously if you can nick a goal in front of a decent crowd, then it makes it all the better.
And so looking at your season overall, obviously this is the last game. How have you seen the season so far? It's been a long one. It's been about 38, 39 games. Have you enjoyed it? Yeah,
it's been really pleasing. Obviously it's the first year that we've had the whole B team set up, and I think at first everyone was a bit sort of didn't know what to expect, because obviously it's the first time they've done it. And I remember Robert Rowan speaking to me, sort of saying, "Oh, what do you think of it?" And I said, to be completely honest, I don't know how it's going to go. I said, obviously it's a big change, and playing in friendlies rather than in the league. I think overall it's been much better. I think the fixtures we've had this year have been really good, and that's credit to obviously Rob and all the coaching staff, and some of the sort of performances we're putting over the course of the season. So Dundalk for me was the best performance as a team against a strong sort of men's team who were playing in the Europa League. That was a massive test, and then we've obviously had the big academy games like United, Liverpool, Man City, and it's all been like different experiences. We've had like games like Stevenage where it's more of a scrap, and then a week after you might have a game against a under 23 side where it'll be completely different. So I think that sort of different games we've had have helped us a lot to test us. One game might test us physically, another one might test us tactically. I think that's important for us to sort of further our development.
And you kind of mentioned it there, as a team, obviously you've gone from maybe knowing a few of the boys there, you've had a few additions this season. Coming out the other end of the season, how much stronger do you think you are as a team unit? Yeah,
you only need to walk in the change room to know how close you are as a group. Obviously whenever you have new boys come in, it always sort of, they might not feel comfortable immediately, but I think the way the change room is, and there's always banter going round, and everyone's really sort of nice to each other. I think it only takes sort of a couple of weeks settling, whereas other sort of teams it might take a couple of months, maybe even a year to settle in. But I think with the group of boys we got, they're bringing in good boys, not sort of knuckleheads and stuff like that. Yeah.
And overall, from your perspective, Have you enjoyed this year? It's been a B team where you've only got one step up to the first team. You've been a lot closer to the first team as a group in general. Has that been fun?
Yeah, it has. It's been really good, especially towards the end of the season when sort of 4 of us got moved up permanently, training wise with them, and that's been really good. Sort of getting used to the tempo of the training sessions and stuff like that. And overall, it's been a really positive season. And sort of credit to sort of Kevin and the coaching staff, and obviously first team manager Richard for sort of bringing us up with them more often. And the pathway is more noticeable now. I think obviously Zane making his debut last week and Reece this year, Justin. It shows that sort of if you work and if you perform well in training and matches, you will get a chance. And there's nothing more pleasing for the boys in the B team changing room.